Welcome to the Fail Forward Podcast. The purpose of this podcast is change the negative stigma around failure into a positive. Failure is only a negative if we do not learn from it and we give up. Welcome back to the Fail Forward Podcast. The purpose of this podcast is to help people overcome their fear of failure so they can live their goals and dreams. So today we are going to be talking about winning teams, or building winning teams and employing people specifically. Quite often people say to me, Henry, you're running multiple businesses, running a podcast, public speaking. How did you get the time to do all this stuff and still be sane and have a family life and everything else that goes with that? My straight answer is building a team, having people around me, working to my strengths and getting people in that can help me with my weaknesses. Because all of this, I could try and do it all myself, but I certainly wouldn't have the time and I wouldn't be able to do things to the best ability. Kind of like me being in this recording studio today. I use Pulse 8 Media. Andy and team are fantastic. I should say Andy and Rob, because he'll be specifically listening to this. So sorry, Rob. Andy and Rob. They do all my editing. They help me with this podcast. If I was trying to do all this myself, I would be stressing out. I wouldn't have started but yet, because I'd still be trying to learn how all this tech works. I'd be trying to afford all of the tech. So having a team and it around you will help you be able to do lots of things. And what I mean by that is you're not just employing people, but having the right consultants, having the right team, like using Pulse 8 Media, like having my marketing consultant and marketing company that I use, having a VA who does all of the clips for this podcast that get posted all over social media, having another VA who helps run my service accommodation business, having another VA that does social media posts and things like that for me. And then also having my direct team, having Sophie, who is like my everything person. She literally is the glue to my life. And what I've managed to do over the last few years is build up a team, a really good team of people around me that help me at every given stage to help with my time, help me work to my strengths. Like, for example, Sophie. She's like my completer finisher. If anyone ever understands disc profiling, I am a high I. So I have loads of energies. I have loads of ideas and energy. But quite often I need someone to come and complete those for me. And Sophie's definitely got the detail. She helps complete things for me. She helps have a bit more detail and things. And what other mindset quite often is, and I've seen this all the time with people around me. My father was a little bit like this as well. But, if you want a job doing properly or right or the best way, do it yourself. But that's a very inward way of thinking. And also we were kind of, especially before the business went under, I was very much had to be in control of everything. And one thing I've learned is that you need to be able to trust other people. You need to be able to use other people, because if you're thinking you need to do everything all the time because you're going to do it better than them, or it's going to save you money, then I would say quite often you'll be able to find people that can do things better than you if you work to your strengths and know your weaknesses. So I think the first thing when growing a team is to know what your strengths and weaknesses are, writing those down, writing, your list of strengths, your list of weaknesses, and who's going to complement you to come in and help you do that. I think the other thing is valuing your time, knowing what tasks are best use of your time. So, what are the £10 an hour tasks? What are the £100 an hour tasks? What are the £1,000 an hour tasks? So ultimately, as business owners, you're going to be concentrating on the £1,000 an hour tasks and getting people to do the other jobs that can be done. And then you can be concentrating on the high value tasks. So for me, the high value tasks are like content production like this, me coming in and doing content. It's for, building strategies for how to gain more clients, leading my business, leading my staff. The things that are like the kind of £10 an hour tasks are like the admin tasks, the finance side of things, the bookkeeping, all those kind of things. All they're going to be doing is taking up a lot of your time, and you're not going to be able to focus on the really big things that are going to help grow your business. So really, we want to be building a team, and it does take a bit of time to get yourself into a different mindset. But one thing I've learned is, even if, and I know there's a lot of my team that do things 10 times better than I would ever be able to do it, but even if they did something to 70, 80% to what you'd do it, that's still going to be good enough. And you might be thinking, no, it's not, because everything has to be perfect. Well, as you know, I've talked about perfection. Perfection is a complete fallacy in my eyes. You're never going to get anything perfect. It is an opinion if something's perfect or not. And quite often, someone doing a job 70, 80% is still good enough and still of good quality as well. So it's definitely a mindset shift. But if you want to have time to spend with your family, if you want to have a business that grows, that looks after people, if you want to serve people the best way, my tree surgery mastermind, it's just been me for the last year. We've just taken on our first member of staff. And I know for me to be able to deliver the best product possible, that I'm going to need to grow that team. I'm going to have future business coaches coming in. I'm going to need to have a marketing team. I'm going to need to have a sales team. I'm going to need to have different people within that business that are supporting and serving my mentees to give them the best possible product, because I want to create a game-changing product. And I know me on my own, I'm not going to be able to create a game-changing product. I'm going to need a team around me so I can build a game-changing product, an industry-changing product, something that's going to have an everlasting effect on people, that's going to help improve that. So ultimately, when you're thinking, if you're running a one-man band now and you've been hitting a bit of a glass ceiling at the moment of pushing on, you find that you're running around like a headless chicken, you've not got time to do things, this is the time to be thinking, how can I employ somebody? And the great thing we've got right now is that we've got, since the great British resignation after COVID, of all these corporate people thinking, actually, I quite enjoy working from home, and I actually quite enjoy helping and supporting other people and not working for a big corporate company that doesn't give two shits about me. Then we've got this whole world of virtual assistants and different specialists that have come from the corporate world that we can now rely on. So we don't actually have to employ people directly. We can use a virtual assistant to do a lot of your admin tasks, do a lot of your bookkeeping. I know a lot of people that still do their own bookkeeping because they think it's quicker and easier. It's definitely not. So if you're hitting that glass ceiling, start thinking about how you can build a team. Write down your strengths, write down your weaknesses. Then after that, write down all the things that are taking up your time and see which one of those that you can outsource. Work out with the things that are going to really help push your business on. Quite often we procrastinate, and we procrastinate by doing the things, sort of the lower level tasks, because actually the tasks that are the most important are the ones that are going to get your business the furthest point possible. But quite often we avoid those because they're a little bit out of our comfort zone. They might be the most difficult things to do. So we take our time up being busy doing the smaller tasks, and we're not doing those bigger tasks. And that's what you've got to sit down and write out. You want to be getting those smaller tasks outsourced to somebody else, so you can be really making an impact forward in your business. You can be really making those sales calls, doing those marketing, having conversations with those clients, winning that bigger work, whatever it is that you need to be doing that's really going to push your business on and help you reach your goals for 2023 and the rest of your life. That's the stuff you need to be working on. So don't be fearful of taking on people, because it will be the thing that will give you time. And that's the thing that gives me time. That's the reason why I can spend 3 hours every morning doing exercise, spending time with my family. That's why I have my weekends to be able to do that, because I have a team of people around me. And it is the best thing that you can do if you want to grow and scale your business, make an impact on your clients, on the society, on everything that you want to do. So go and get that book winning team. If anyone wants to talk to me about how to do that in more depth, please drop me a DM and we can have a conversation further about that. Thanks all for listening today. Take care.